To one and all, I am Dr. Soumya presenting my thesis titled Serum and Aqueous Melatonin Levels in Myopes and its Relation to Sun Exposure. I have no financial interest to disclose. A linkage has been shown between quantitative assessment of ocular ultraviolet exposure and myopia. However, the role of circadian rhythm dependent on melatonin levels has never been studied before, and its relationship to ocular ultraviolet exposure needs to be explored. Hence, the current study was done to study the association of serum melatonin levels with degree of myopia in Indian population aged between 10 to 25 years. The current study was a cross-sectional comparative study done at All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Participants included 60 myopes aged between 10 to 25 years and 60 age and sex-matched immetropes. Participants with any history of systemic disease or ocular comorbidities were excluded. After obtaining a written informed consent, a thorough clinical workup comprising of visual acuity, optical biometry, conjunctival autofluorescence ultraviolet photography was done. The area of autofluorescence was calculated using a ImageGIS software. A detailed patient history comprising of demographic history, sun exposure history using the questionnaire, myopia risk factor history, sleep quality assessment using Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, and outdoor activity log was done. A fasting morning blood sample was taken to quantify serum melatonin, and aqueous melatonin was quantified using aqueous sample taken during the ICL surgeries. The socio-demographic characteristics of both the groups were similar. However, the parents of myopes had a higher educational qualification as compared to immetropes. On examining the daily activity profile, we found that myopes spent a significantly higher amount of time spent in reading, and also the prevalence of daytime sleepiness was significantly higher in myopes. Serum melatonin levels were significantly increased in myopes, and more so in myopes with more than 6 diopter of myopia. This corresponded with lower sun exposure in myopes as calculated from objective conjunctival autofluorescence method or lifetime sun exposure questionnaire. Serum melatonin also showed a positive correlation with axial length. The correlation coefficient was 0.38. Median value of aqueous melatonin was 2.1 picogram per ml, and it did not show any statistical association between refractive error, axial length, or age. To conclude, serum melatonin is raised in myopes and its level is positively correlated with degree of myopia. Ultraviolet exposure is significantly less in myopes. Hence, this study establishes the link between quantitative assessment of ocular ultraviolet exposure as measured by conjunctival autofluorescence and biochemical alteration as measured by melatonin in myopes. Hence, lifestyle modification and knowledge about these deleterious effects will go a long way in development of strategies for prevention of myopia, which is a significant public health problem currently. Thank you.
You're muted, Dr. Chitra.
I would want Dr. Shikha to comment and then Dr. Quresh, if time allows.
A great study, Soumya. Congratulations. I believe you've already presented it in this year's virtual ESCRS conference. And what you have done in this study is endorsed the findings of Stephanie et al. Group, who have published this in 2017. Yes. Both the things they have studied, that the myopia is associated with increased serum melatonin levels, and also the conjunctival UV exposure they've studied, it's inversely related to it. What I want to know is, what is the age group? You know that melatonin is 0 at birth, and it increases exponentially from 2 to 3 months to prepubertal age group. So it can be really variable. So you've compared, I think, 18 plus minus 4 years.
10 to 25 years age group.
So for comparing myopes and non-myopes,
yes, ma'am.
It's actually, if you've taken more younger children in one age group and the other group has a little elderly children, since it increases exponentially, we need to be very, very strict about the kind of children, the age group that we've taken in both the groups?
Both the age groups were similar, 10 to 25 years.
That's what I'm trying to say, that it's quite a wide thing. And the second thing is that it follows a circadian rhythm, right? Melatonin is not it's not throughout the day same level. So at what time you have taken? So there's a lot of variability. You have taken a single point, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Single
The
point
timing was
measurement.
the same in all the participants. We took it between 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning, and it was a fasting morning blood sample taken after 8 hours of fasting.
Yeah. So basically, the study proves whatever you have kind of endorsed the same findings as Stephanie et al. Group in Indian eyes. That's what I can say. Congratulations.
Yeah, Chitra, I just said a couple of comments.
Yes.
Yeah, one is again, I am aware of Stephanie's paper. So what did you read this before you started this study, and in what way are you differing from the study findings?
I have read that paper before starting my study, and the main thing was that serum melatonin levels that we got was a little different from what they have given, and it might be due to because the study was conducted in Australia and ours was in India. The continents were different and sun exposure profile is different, so that can lead to a different in serum melatonin levels in both the groups.
Purely based on your study, what would be the recommendation that you would give?
So I will try to recommend increased sun exposure in young children for prevention of myopia progression and occurrence.
Thank you. Thank you.